I've got to stop sniffing.
Okay, we go. And we are live.
Live.
We are live.
Hi, Dad. How's it going?
Hi, Phoebe. I'm good, thank you. Tracy?
I'm fine. How are you, Dad? How are you, Phoebe?
I'm good, Trace. Thank you.
Hi, Brandy Brown, Stephanie M, Carol Snook, Pitbull Sleuth, Ewan Rees. Welcome.
Angie JC, South Pole, Francis Hanson, Bunny Rabbit. Hi, everyone.
Ellie Maskill, Louise Brown, Lisa Lacey. Hiya, Baked Pineapple, Debs. Hi, Debs.
Jojo, Wendy, Linda Stevenson, Laura Hubble, Coffee Cup. Hello, welcome.
Anna Green, Mummy Drummy, Jules Kilchner, Bill Tong Nee, Rangers Daft. Hi.
Dee Rigger, hello. Welcome.
Coming in thick and fast.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'm sure they're all pleased to see Tracy on the panel at the start.
Not for long. I'll be joining. I'll be jumping down there and joining everybody in the chat in a minute. I just wanted to say hi to everyone.
Yeah, better behave themselves because Tracy's got a hammer. She's got a hammer tonight.
Yeah, I've got a big hammer.
Hey, Fairy66. Dino. Hi, Dino. Desiree.
Brandy Brown. Hello. Coffee Cup. Lisa Lacey. Daphne. Daphne can't breathe.
Oh, Daphne can't breathe. Daphne.
Hope you're all right, Daphne.
Oh.
Oh, Daphne, can you explain, please? Why can't you breathe, honey?
Hi, Stephanie M. Hi, Pitbull. Right, I'm gonna jump off now, and I'm gonna let Phoebe and Dad take over because I'm gonna join you down in the chat. Phoebe and Dad, good luck. Speak to you later.
Thank you. Thanks for dropping in. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Ange, JC, Caitlin, Sharon, Laura Hubble, Kim Wilkin.
I think it is Sharon, actually, isn't it? Because she's got a gap in there. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Sharon or Sharon.
Sharon.
play on words. I think Sharon is quite nice, though, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Very lot. Hello, Daniel Wiltshire. Hello. Oh, there's Tracy.
Tracy LDH, of course.
She took her place amongst the masses. So, bit of a miserable day. Bit of a miserable today, wasn't it? In the UK.
It has been pretty miserable, Dad. Yeah, I wanted to get my grass cut, but no, the weather wasn't having any of that, unfortunately. So I've got like a little mini jungle out there at the moment.
You haven't broken anything though, have you? You haven't broken any other bones or anything like that?
No, I've not broken any bones since the weekend, but it's still very painful. But my little foot bone. But no, I'm healing slowly, thank you. I just can't wear my heels, Dad. I'm having to wear trainers at the moment. I normally wear I'm a heels girl and I can't wear my heels, so it's very strange to be in trainers at the minute.
You got the Reeboks out, have you? You got the
Reeboks
trainer.
out.
Oh, bless.
Lots of other brands of trainer available.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Gotta watch what I say.
Yeah.
But we'll just let some people come in. We'll just sort of we got quite a exciting show tonight, I think. Well, you know.
We have.
Someone who,
also Daniel and Jojo have been in the broom cupboard together. I said I would lock them in there if they didn't show up tonight. I would lock them in the broom hoover cupboard.
I think we just wanted to mention, say thanks to our patrons tonight, didn't we? Because
We absolutely did.
yeah,
You go ahead, Dad.
we had a new patrons day. I mean, we're thankful to all our patrons. You know, all our information is on our patron site. We don't like to advertise it or anything like that, but all of our donations do go to charity. They're split into 4 charities. There's the 3 that were nominated by Sandy Ruchek herself, and also the Samaritans as well. So our patron site is around, but we just don't like to advertise it.
No, it is down in the description box. We do pop it in there just if anybody is interested. But yeah, no, it's not something that we talk about. But yeah, thank you. We did get a new patron today. So yeah, and as Dad says, all the money does go to charity. So thank you very much. And what we will do is we will make the donations online, and we will record, you know, what we do, and make a very, very short video so you can actually see that the money is being donated to charity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we want to be totally transparent with that, don't we? There's no doubt about that.
I think that's really, really important. But if we're going to say that, you know, if we say that we're going to do something, I think we have to be very transparent and and demonstrate that that's what we've done. So especially when it comes to, you know, our patrons' donations, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The 3 charities that Sandy Ruchek, she actually mentioned them on the Dr. Phil show when he spoke to her. It's the Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, St Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and the Lupus Foundation. Those are the 3 charities that she wanted people to support.
Yeah, absolutely. Desiree, it's wonderful that you are taking a tragic situation and turning it into something positive. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Oh, Caitlin, that's okay.
So we haven't put the any meeting ID yet on our sort of description. We're just going to leave that closed until Summer Rain's husband comes on, because obviously we don't want anyone calling in and sort of distracting him from telling his story. So we will be putting that up a bit later if anyone wants to call in.
We're not sure yet whether he will want to, you know, participate in taking any calls from you guys in the chat. We'll need to ask him that. So he might hang around and invite people to ring in, or he might want to just you know, disappear and maybe chit chat in the chat room with you guys. So we will ask him.
Yes, it's very early hours of the morning where he is, isn't it? I think it's something like I don't think it's even 5 o'clock yet where he is. So you know, we're giving him every opportunity to get a few, you know, a bit of sleep in before he comes on.
Yeah, I think he said in the comments he's going to be drinking lots of coffee and slapping his face to keep himself awake. I really think he's got a very, very good, funny sense of humour. That's the impression that, without having ever spoken to him, you know, that's the impression that I get, that he's really quite a funny guy. But obviously it's a very serious, sensitive discussion that we will be having with him tonight, just to get the truth out there after what was said last Thursday, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of things have been said, haven't they, about Summer and you know, about what happened, which have been totally unfair and certainly not true. So, you know, he really feels he needs to get his side of it out. So we're going to give him that platform.
And we're really quite touched that it was us that he actually contacted. To be honest, I know the live was on our show, but we're very thankful that he reached out to us. And yeah, of course, we'll give him as much time as he needs, as much time as he wants to speak to everybody.
Absolutely.
So I'm in New Zealand, and it is 8:45 Thursday. I used to live in New Zealand and JC, I used to live in Hastings in Hawke's Bay. I don't know whether you're anywhere near there, but
Very good at
yeah, I lived
rugby.
there for quite a few years. Rugby, yeah.
Very
yeah.
good at rugby, aren't they? The All Blacks.
The All Blacks. I saw the All Blacks play a couple of times and doing the haka, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. You're not going to demonstrate that for us, are you?
No, I'm definitely not going to be doing a haka, Dad. I know it's enough with my rap, let alone doing a haka. That's a man's thing for sure.
Yeah.
I do know the words of the haka, but oh, Tracy's asked what breed is my baby. He's a Wijon, so he's a cross between a Westie and a Bichon Frise. So basically, he's a little white bundle of fluff. He's got a beautiful fluffy Bichon tail and a Bichon coat, but he looks very much like a Westie otherwise. So he's not quite tight curls, but he's just beautiful.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll have to put a little picture up of him, won't we, somewhere?
We did, yeah, in the promo. We on the final shot, we Tracy put a photo of her black cat, which is called Tracy. What's your cat's name? I can't remember now. Oh, Caitlin's got 2 Westies.
Oh.
And her parents have a Westie Yorkie cross. Oh, I bet that's beautiful. He or she is beautiful.
We'll have to have a Team Phoenix pet show or something, won't we?
We will. Oh, Buffy, yeah, of course. Tracy's cat's called Buffy.
Buffy.
So yeah, there's a little photo of them at the end of the promo video, just with our little babies. And Dad, you don't have any pets, do you?
Did have a cat, Harry. He was on my old picture on here actually, but sadly he passed away about a month and a half ago. He was 17. Yeah, he was 17. Bless him.
Wow.
A good age.
A very good age. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a cat as well, and it's like Tom and Jerry in my house. They chase each other around.
Yeah.
So, Caroline Miles has got a Shih Tzu called Buddy. Oh, Shih Tzus are beautiful, aren't they? The cross is called Rigby. He looks like a curly brown Westie with floppy ears. Oh. Oh, Buffy is 17 as well. Tracy's cat's 17 as well.
There you go. Good age.
Yeah, really good age.
Good age. So I've seen we were just going to touch on this, weren't we? Before we've seen a few people in the chat mention about the psychic that AD's had on this channel. So yeah, how do you feel about that, Phoebe? I don't think it's really something that he should be touching on. I believe this person has been a sub of his for a while.
Apparently so. I think since about February, that's what I read.
Yeah, and he just seems to be relaying what she's saying, but I mean some of the stuff she's coming out with is really quite disturbing and extremely disrespectful, isn't it?
Very disrespectful, and that's what makes us so angry, isn't it, Dad? Is the sheer disrespect for Shanann, the babies, and the Rusek family. It's unexcusable in my eyes. Absolutely unexcusable. It really is.
It is. I mean, you imagine if that was, one of your children, or and you heard some stranger talking about them like that online. I mean, you'd be outraged, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. I mean, I don't really want to repeat or go. I'm sure you don't either, Dad, or go into any of the specifics as to what she was saying.
No.
And I'm sure most of our viewers have seen it, and if they haven't, well, whether you have or haven't, you won't want to be reminded of it, because it was just totally unnecessary, uncalled for. So I don't know where he gets these crazy ideas from.
No, I think he's run out of ideas. He's tried for months and months, hasn't he, to prove and justify his theory that there's an accomplice involved, and because that's got nowhere, I think maybe he's jumped aboard this kind of psychic route.
Yeah, I mean, she did back up his theory that there was more than one person, more than one accomplice even, didn't she? She sort of backed that up as well.
Yeah, that always seems to be the story there, doesn't it? Whoever he sort of works with or beside, they always seem to follow his narrative, don't they?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. A little bit strange there, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully everyone's seen our video on our other channel about the his little secret well, not so very secret Patron video that he tried to put out there to try and
But it's not secret anymore, thanks to Team Phoenix.
exactly. I mean, I don't quite know what he's playing at. I mean, I know there are other there is another channel that's gone down that route of giving exclusive content for patrons. It seems that he's trying to do the same thing, which, of course, it just makes everyone who's not a patron, it just makes them feel left out, doesn't it? And they feel that then they have to become a patron. It's quite an underhanded tactic, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know of one other creator who has Patreon chats, but they are not, special videos or anything that only her patrons can see. She just goes in and spends a little bit of time talking with her Patreons, but anything that needs to be seen or heard is seen and heard by all of her subs. It's not a question of making anybody feel any extra special than anyone else, because all our subs are special to us. So we wouldn't dream of making anybody any different.
No, absolutely, and particularly with the subjects and the content, making someone pay to see something, involving a case like the Watts case.
Yeah.
It's just beyond me how
Yeah.
anyone could do that.
I can't get inside, inside his head. I don't want to, but yeah, I don't know. Again, where he got this idea from, I don't know. But clearly, it was meant to be a little secret.
Yes.
But,
I mean, we're going to touch on his Patreon because he's got tiers on there, which of course most channels do, and for each higher tier that you go, you kind of get some benefit for being a higher level patron. I've kind of looked at AD's patrons, and it seems that you get the benefit of him replying to your email.
I know. If you pay however much money, $10 or something, it's like AD will personally reply to your email.
Yeah, amazing, isn't that? What a prize that is. So even though he gets
Wow.
thousands of emails a day, how's he meant to reply to people anyway? And kind of as it goes up, you eventually get to the sort of director level and whatever. But we're going to touch on that with Summer Rains anyway, because she actually got up to that level. And
She certainly did.
Yeah, and as you'll hear shortly, it falls way short of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's out back in the chat.
I think I saw him.
May have seen him. So hey, Outback, welcome. Everybody's really, really looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, I think it's about time that the truth came out, because there's been a lot of lies, and Summer has been treated awfully, from coming out of his channel. I think she's been bullied almost and had some real horrible things said about her. So
yeah, and she was so brave, wasn't she, to speak out in the first place. Imagine on her part how much courage that must have taken for her to come and talk to everybody. Bless her.
Yeah, very brave indeed.
So yeah, we're very keen to get the truth out there. Very keen.
I think I did see Outback in the chat. Outback, if you just want to just say that you're okay to go, and then I can invite you in if you just want to pop something in the chat, unless he's gone to his phone. We're just coming up to 10
There he
o'clock.
is. There he is. Hi, Outback.
He's there, is he? Is he ready to go?
He is.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so we're going to try and call Australia. So just give me a second.
I'm just going to say hello to a few people that we missed earlier on.
Go ahead.
So Hippo, Hippie Love. Sorry, let me just explain. I call Hippie Love Hippo because when I was replying to one of her comments, I misread hippie for hippo. So I called her Hippo, and then I apologised, and it turns out that she didn't really mind, and we both feel it's quite a cute little name. So if ever I refer to Hippo, I'm actually talking to Hippie Love. So Daphne, Kathy Rebuilds, Cans Fan, Essie Copeland, Diana Mulroney, Earl Boyd, Cara Exo, Mr. Shannonite. Hey, Mr. Shannonite. You haven't missed anything? No, just me and Dad waffling on. Justine Endicott. Kelly Girl, April Jane, Nurse Ratchet. A Markey, Captain of My Soul, London Girl. Geordie Midwife, Miss Glover.
Hey.
How you going?
How's it going? Hi, Outback.
Hi, Outback.
Yeah. How you going?
Yeah, very good, thanks. It's a really clear line. It went through really quick as well. It's amazing.
It's really nice to meet you. It really is. Hello and welcome. Can you hear us okay?
That's good. I don't have a bookcase in the background. Yeah, I do, but in the background.
Yeah, a London landscape.
You haven't got a library then? Yeah.
No, haven't got a library.
No.
Haven't got any buses or any streets or anything like that in the background.
Red telephone boxes, no?
No, none of that. Just the nunny.
Just Outback. Well, do you know what? That's absolutely good enough for us, Outback, I tell you. It's more than good enough.
Absolutely.
It's an Outback dunny.
Okay, so obviously, I think probably most people here know Summer's story. For anyone who didn't, just to summarise, she was one of AD's biggest supporters. She actually was supporting him up to a director level, I believe. And she then kind of challenged AD on, I think it was when he made his video about the truck window being blacked out, where he was saying that the mainstream media had put a black block across the truck window, which of course we debunked. We proved that wasn't right. That the truck had black windows. It was night time. It was complete rubbish. And I think Summer challenged him on that, and it kind of she was kind of almost bullied off the channel from there. So I guess Outback, if you just want to pick it up and just sort of, from your point of view, sort of where it started and how it went down, really.
Yeah, no worries. Look, she was really passionate about AD's channel. And I remembered her talking about this truck thing and the shadow and all that sort of stuff, and I had no interest in it whatsoever. And she was showing me on the screen the house and the house next door and the cars and all that sort of stuff, and so she was very excited about working this out, and then having conversations with people in the channel, and I guess debating whether there was actually a person that came out of the house, or if they dragged any bodies out, or if there was a bush in the way, or if there was a car or whatever. To be honest, I couldn't care less. The guy had been arrested, he'd been charged, he'd been convicted, and he was sitting in jail. So as far as I was concerned, that was the end of it. And I couldn't understand what the whole idea was behind trying to bring this up even more. And I remember AD saying that he'd cracked.
Oh, it's just broken up there.
We've lost you, Outlaw. Hello?
Okay, it's just frozen up. I'll see if I can invite him in again. Ah, hang on.
Oh, hang on. Is he back? Yeah, I think he's back.
We just lost you there.
Sorry?
We just lost you there for about 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. So where was I at when you lost me?
So you were up to the truck, saying that as far as you were concerned, you know, he was in jail and there was nothing else to kind of, you know, deem from that whole truck black, you know, window situation.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Outback.
I think it's frozen.
Yeah, so he was sitting in an armchair, not a detective, not a... Sorry?
You're
It's
okay.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep. No, I've got somebody yelling in my ear, so I don't know what's going on there. She's telling me something. Oh, go ahead, keep going, she said. Yeah, so he sits in an armchair. He's not a detective. He's not a cop. I don't think he's got any credentials to speak about in regard to any criminal kind of, and I just do not understand why people want to pay a wannabe detective money to talk about cases that have already been cracked, that people have already been to jail for. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. So I was never really interested in the AD channel. Wasn't really interested in what Summer had to say about AD or anything like that, but I could see that she was excited by it. So, you know, I was happy for her to be happy about something that she was involved in.
Sure. Okay. So, I mean, you've probably heard a lot of the things that have been said.
I did say he was a bit of a nong. I would just say, look, I don't.
I think
Am I back on?
Connection, don't we? Yeah, you're back on now. Yeah.
Dad TV, you said that a lot have been said.
Yeah, that's correct. I think what we got here is we've got a bit of a delay. So if we just give ourselves a bit of time in between speaking, that'll probably counteract the delay. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot said about Summer. You know, nasty things saying that she, you know, she's had mental problems. You know, she was obsessed.
I think I've lost you guys. There you go. You're back on now. Yeah, the signal's not that great here.
Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Okay, no worries.
If you want to carry on.
Yep. So I was not. I wasn't impressed with AD. I wasn't impressed with his channel. I wasn't impressed with the people that were in it. And you know, many times someone would you know, sit me down, and I'd have to sit there and feign that I was interested. And my history is that I worked in the Department of Justice for nearly 12 years. I'd worked with prisoners. I worked with people who were on probation and parole. I also spent a lot of time working with sex offenders and pedophiles. So I read a lot of précis and antecedents from the police and from courts and all that sort of stuff. So I've seen enough and heard enough of crime and heinous crimes that people have perpetrated. So watching something on YouTube about somebody killing his kids and his wife and cutting them up and all that sort of stuff, I've seen that sort of stuff before, seen some pretty gross stuff, you know, the bottom of the world kind of gear. So I had enough of that. So I didn't need to be involved in that sort of stuff. But I supported Summer in her in her, you know, in her feeling that she was part of something bigger. And, you know, people that were involved in, you know, debating these kinds of things, that was okay. I didn't have an issue with that. But I did take issue with the fact that these people on YouTube are making money out of people that have died and people who are sitting in prison. And regardless of whether you've committed a crime or not, I don't think it's right for people to be making money off the heinous crime that you've committed. I certainly don't think it's right for people to be making money off, you know, talking about the victims.
No, absolutely. I think just because we got a bit of a choppy connection, probably just we caught all of what you said there.
That died, that have passed away.
What I might do, Phoebe, I might just cut off his video.
I don't
so
see
we're
that
just
as
on the audio.
respectful.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just stand in one spot.
I think that'd be better if I've cut your video out, so you're just on audio now. I think that's probably going to be better.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, very
Yep.
very well. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Well, I'll just stand in one spot.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on things that you know have been said about Summer that you know we talked about a little earlier, didn't we, before we came on? You know that she's you know, things that have been thrown at her, that she's, you know, mentally unstable, you know, she was obsessed, she was in love with him, you know, crazy accusations. And you know, I want to give you the chance to put all that right, because that's, you know, that's not fair.
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, no, she wasn't in love with him. I think she just really loved or enjoyed being in that space. I feel as though, you know, she was getting something out of this. She was part of something much bigger. And, you know, before people start pointing their fingers at Summer, they should look at the other three fingers that are pointing back at themselves.
Sure.
You know, she was just the same as everybody else out there that was on AD's channel. They were all putting in their bits, but she just believed in this fella more than what other guys did. And you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, in the absence of knowing anything better, you know, it'd be quite easy to be sucked into it. That's the reason why I wasn't sucked into it, because you know, the guy made no sense to me. So, and certainly I wasn't the kind of husband that wanted to sit there and have these conversations about somebody that had already been sitting in jail. So, you know, although I supported her in what she wanted to do, I wasn't really interested in talking about that stuff. So I don't think, well, I know that she wasn't in love with him. She enjoyed the channel. She enjoyed being on the channel, just the same as she enjoys being on TP's channel. But she was throwing money at it. And again, I don't see that's a problem. I've got some patrons that I support as well. They're all motorbike guys, but she has her own funding stream. She makes her own money. I make my own money. We share everything together. But she also has the ability to be able to make her own decisions here. I'm not somebody that tells her, no, you can't spend your money on something that you would like. So it didn't really bother me that she was supporting something that she believed in. I think that's quite honourable. Okay, true, I didn't know how much she was spending, but again, I trust my wife. I don't need to sit there and say, well, how much are you spending on this bloke? So I didn't have an issue. So when she told me that she had spent thousands and thousands of dollars on
Just lost the audio.
Supporting AD, you learn a lot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just cut out just at the end there, but we did get most of that. We got the gist of that. I mean, yeah, so I mean, there's a couple of misconceptions there because one, I heard AD himself say that it wasn't thousands of pounds. He tried to imply that it wasn't a lot of money when clearly it sounds like it was. I think he's tried to play that down. He's also he also said, or a lot of people were trying to imply that, you know, you were very angry with Summer and you didn't agree with what she was doing, you know, trying to obviously put more blame on her. So, you know, I think you've kind of dispelled that as well.
Yeah, that was rubbish. That's just absolute rubbish. You know, I never raised my voice with Summer. I just said to her, well, you'll learn your lesson. You won't do that again, will you? You know, there was no need for me to be angry about it.
No. And probably one of the most important factors, certainly for any, if there's any of AD's patrons listening, I was listening back to Summer's interview with Blogger with a Job earlier, and she was saying that she started out at the $10 level patron, she went up to the $20 and eventually the $50, I think it was, which was a director level, which obviously at that level you should be entitled to, you know, hold a proper board meeting if you feel that something's not right with the channel. You know, you're a fundamental part of the channel at that point. That's what he states on his Patreon. But, you know, she challenged him. She was basically cut off by his moderators. She was timed out, blocked off the channel, and then almost hounded and bullied away. And, you know, in a way, I mean, victimized and bullied. You know, they go on about bullying and stuff, them being bullied, but in a way, they were doing the same thing to her. That's what it sounded like. How do you feel about that, Phoebe? I mean, do you feel that's a fair, you know, a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Absolutely, certainly from what Summer said when she initially spoke to Blogger with a Job, I didn't have any impression at all that her husband was angry with her. No way. So I don't know where that came from. I know it was said last week, wasn't it, by Miss Marple when she came through? But no, I think that was quite a fair assessment there, Dad.
Yeah, I think he's tried to really distance himself from the whole situation. I mean, if that was us, and you know we had someone who was a patron unhappy like that, you know we wouldn't dream of acting in that way, would we? You know, just kind of casting them out. And...
No, well, I think the thing is, if you have Patreons and on each tier level, most creators do give something back, don't they? And the higher the level goes, the bigger the reward, if you like. And if Summer was entitled to a board meeting, which she was, then the board meeting she should have had.
Yeah, absolutely, she should have done. Yeah.
So can you still hear me, Dad? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Oh, no. Did you hear that I said that? What was the last time you heard from me? Because I lost you guys.
I think it was.
You were saying that you weren't angry with her, and just talking about the money situation, I think.
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on the Skype call that we did to AD.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So he gets on Skype and he didn't know that I was in the background, and he started talking to Summer. Summer was very upset. She was asking for the board meeting. She was talking about being trolled. She was talking about being treated disrespectfully in the room by the moderators or the spanners or whatever you call them, the hammers. And you know, she was actually crying, and she was saying, you know, I've supported you, and all I've asked for is just a conversation with the people that are in the team to talk about how you're doing things. She didn't believe that what he was doing was correct. Some of the things that he was saying were not right, and she wanted to correct him. She just wanted to have her say. And in any relationship, you should be able to have a two-way conversation and be able to say how you feel. But every time she opened her mouth, she just seemed to be shut down. So it was just a very abusive one-way relationship. She was trying to get some something out of this, and he just was not prepared. So I came in field of the frame. So he saw the corner of my face, and I said, "How you going, AD?" I told him that she was his biggest supporter. I told him that she would go to sleep sometimes listening to his program, and I told him that I had no understanding why she would want to listen to his droning voice. I said, "But you've obviously got something that Summer likes and the rest of the people." And I also told him that I wasn't interested. But I did say to him that I wasn't impressed with the way that Summer was being treated, and that he needed to do something about it. And he basically threw it back at me and said, "Well, what can you do about it?" And said, you need to do something about the trolls. And I said, "Well, hang on a second, it's not my channel." He then said, "Well, Summer needs to change her name, and then she can come back in, and then she can pay me more money." And I walked out of the frame just shaking my head, just thinking, this guy, he's just he's a low piece of work. There's a few other choice words that I could throw in there, but I've already been told by Dad TV to so I'll be a sit down cup of coffee with AD one day and talk to him about this stuff. I just think that he's just a weakling. He wasn't prepared to deal with the trolls. He wasn't prepared to deal with his hammers, his spanners, or whatever they are. He wasn't prepared to have those conversations and deal with the conflict on the channel. And as a result, he lost his biggest supporter. And I just think that the guy is the one who displays a mental illness. For him to go on channel and talk about my wife having a mental illness, I mean, I've lived with mental illness. I know what mental. I've worked with that stuff within the systems that I've worked in the last 30 years. So I understand what mental illness is, and Summer is far from mentally ill. However, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist, but I can put money on it that AD suffers from some kind of mental disturbance because of the way he treats people on his channel. His own supporters, he treats them just like absolute garbage. And the way he treated Summer was absolutely disgusting. The fact that he rang her in the middle of the night, we had a conversation, and he said he had to go somewhere, and he would come back to her, and he would tell her that he had spoken to the trolls, he had spoken to the spanners, and that they will call a ball meeting, and he would call her back at about 10 o'clock that night. I'd gone to sleep by that time, and he rings her up at 12:30 in the morning, and as Summer described, he was disheveled, and I believe he was in bed when he called her, or he was lying down or something. I mean, that's disgusting. Disgusting to be doing that sort of thing when you've just met the husband on Skype. So I've got no time for this guy whatsoever. Absolutely none.
No, I can totally understand that. I mean, that is so unprofessional, isn't it? Ringing a patron or subscriber sort of lying in bed. I mean, that just sounds crazy. I'm glad you touched on a few points there about the way that he treats his subscribers and stuff. I mean, I've seen it. I actually watched the video that Summer was talking about, where she kind of confronted him about the blacked out windows, and he just came across so arrogant and so condescending that if anyone didn't believe him, they were stupid, and they were there because they were obviously Chris Watts fans, or trolls or whatever. He just refuses to accept that people can challenge him, and refuses to accept that he's wrong sometimes, and it just comes across in a really, really bad way. So yeah, it's I'm not surprised at all at the way she was treated.
He makes generalist comments as well, like, for example, it'd be like me saying to people on a channel, oh, AD is obsessed with Chris and dreams about him at night time. Those are the kinds of things that he's, and then challenge about what they might be thinking and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, hang on a second, mate. You're not in my head. You don't know how I think. This is all just stuff that's coming out of your brain. The insider, when he was talking about the insider and he was saying the governor of the prison, I remember saying to SOMMER, I said, this guy doesn't even have a clue what he's talking about, because it's not even called a governor in the US. They're called wardens. So automatically I could tell that he wasn't telling the truth, and I didn't have to do any investigation on it. It's like, if you had a conversation with an insider that was sitting in the prison, they would have told you, the warden, that you were picked up on. And if you're going to put it live on channel, you need to make sure you got your facts straight. And I'm pretty sure that you guys have said the same thing so many times, that get your facts straight. In fact, you said that TV to Miss Marple. You need to get your facts straight, when she was yelling on your channel the other night. And the fact that she was saying that SOMMER had a mental issue, or she had a problem, or a mental problem. I mean, the only person that I could see that had some kind of mental issue was Miss Marple, by the way that she was talking to people. If you want to put across your point, you need to be calm. You need to be collected. You don't need to be losing your cool. It's clear to me from somebody who's not even sitting in AD's channel that this guy has no idea what he's talking about. He's not a detective. He's not a policeman. He's had no experience working within the criminal justice system. He sits in an armchair with a library behind him, and he gets all his information from other people that tell him what to do or tell him what to say. I mean, how is that? How is that something that you would want to support? That's not original content. That's somebody that's trying to make money out of somebody else's misery. And, I just don't subscribe to that kind of behavior. I just think it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the seriousness of what he's talking about and the crimes that he's covering, you can't have any room for error. You can't make it into a kind of show, which is what he tries to do. And the whole facade that he's tried to hide behind of, he's obviously said now it's a joke and all that about, Tammy Lee from the FBI being on there, and the warden, what he said, the governor of the prison, and him being in the MI5. He was quite serious about that. He was kind of trying to deceive people, I think, and that's what annoys a lot of people. But he'll then just turn it into a joke. But it is being quite deceptive, really, in circumstances which he shouldn't be.
Well, put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in the victim's shoes. Put yourself in SOMMER's shoes. SOMMER's been absolutely treated like, a piece of crap, really. And, this is the kind of behaviour that's going on the internet, and it's being written down in comments. And when people read that, or if the victim reads that, it can affect people. Now, Miss Marple was talking about, the trolls and all that sort of stuff. One of her friends committed suicide and all that sort of stuff. Look, I completely understand that those sorts of things do occur. But, Mummy Drummy also said that's a choice that somebody makes. And I subscribe to that. Somebody always makes a choice. SOMMER made a choice to believe AD. SOMMER made a choice to give him money. SOMMER also made a choice to move away from him because she felt that he wasn't doing the right thing. And that is an amazing thing for somebody to be able to say, you know what, I screwed up, but I'm going to fix it and I'm going to move away. And I'm not going to put my mental health in check or in question here. You know, I think there's got to be some reality checks of people that do stuff on the internet, and use people to make their content. You know, I watch moto vloggers. The content that they create is purely from their own heads. They do their own thing. They don't need somebody else's pain and anguish to create content for people to become involved with. You know, the victims don't need to have this pushed in their face every single time. I've worked with victims, and they don't need to be reminded of the fact that their kids or their parents or whoever has been murdered, has been molested or whatever. They don't need to be reminded of that, because they remind themselves every single day of their life. And yet you've got channels that continue to talk about this stuff and throw it in people's faces, and they're untrue in the statements that they make. So the family is put in a position where they feel as though they're not being listened to. And Summer is in exactly the same space. She wasn't being listened to. She was being treated as a victim. She was being, you know, dare I say, she was being abused within the channel that she was working within. And I just don't subscribe to that kind of behavior. I think the behavior is reprehensible. It's just disgusting, and absolutely disgusting. I can't stand the bloke. I can't stand any of the channels that talk about Chris Watts on a regular basis. I can't stand channels that keep on bringing up all this stuff about people that have died and have been murdered and all that sort of stuff, because it's time to move on. You know, unless you can really crack a case, which I doubt, why talk about it?
Well, he's hardly going to crack a case, an American case from the UK either, is he? You know, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, there are...
Well, I mean, he obviously can from an armchair. I mean, he's doing a really good job doing that, isn't he?
Well, clearly he was going to crack the Delphi case, which, you know, 2 years down the line. But apparently he's going to crack it from sitting in his armchair in the UK, you know?
There's only one thing cracked in this story.
Yes, outlaw, absolutely. 100%.
I mean, there are channels that do cover these cases, but they'll just do a video if there is something significant to say, and you know, that'll kind of be it. But his is a continual procession of, you know, of coverage, isn't it? And it's always disturbing and always upsets people.
It's always very disturbing.
Yeah, that's right. It is disturbing. And if people are saying it's disturbing, why isn't he listening to that? You know, people are disturbed by this sort of stuff.
They are. It's just the way he does it.
You know, I just don't know what the obsession is of Chris Watts.
Well, yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around that one as well. Outback.
Just one important point as well, which you touched on there, which just sums up how she was treated. So you're saying that she was actually, because she was getting trolled, she was told to change her name, come back, and sit silently in the chat. Is that right?
Correct, but he still wanted her money.
Oh yeah, don't forget the money.
I mean that says it all, doesn't it? I mean that sums up, you know, the whole situation, doesn't it? I mean, that's just outrageous.
It does. He didn't even say, "Look, I'm sorry that you're being trolled." He did say that he would have a conversation with his hammers and he would do something about it. But then he basically said that there wasn't anything he could really do about it. She needed to change his name. He basically said that all in one sentence, that she would need to change her name.
No, I mean, it's his channel. They're his spanners. He can do whatever he needs to do to control his channel. You know, even if he takes a spanner away from somebody, if they're being disrespectful to somebody, you just remove their wrench.
So there's a responsibility that you have as content creators
Absolutely.
to ensure that you are reporting on facts that are correct. And if you're going to be reporting, and you guys have said it, if you're going to be reporting on stories that are not about yourself but are about other people, then you need to make sure your facts are correct, because otherwise you're casting aspersions, you're gossiping, and that's all destructive behaviour. So it doesn't. Sorry.
Go on, carry on.
So yeah, I struggle to understand how you can be responsible, and yet have a channel like this and create content like this. And I struggle to understand how YouTube or any other social media platform allows this kind of stuff to continue on. Yes, okay, you make some money out of having your subscribers and the content that you create, but I've seen a lot of people get kicked off their channels because of swear words that have been said on their channel, and yet this guy talks about stuff that is untrue and is just morally reprehensible. It's just absolutely disgusting, and I just don't understand how it just continues. And there are channels, like you said, TV that talk about cases, and they just talk about it and then they move on. I don't see them as making money out of it. They're just providing some kind of information, or it might be a different way of looking at something. And that sparks, people to think about, what's been going on. And if you're into that sort of thing, then that's great. But when you're starting to treat even the victims of the people that have lost loved ones like second-rate citizens, like they have no say, that your voice is the only voice that everybody else should be listening to. The guy absolutely drives me up the wall listening to that droning UK British voice.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of hit a new low, if you like, at the moment.
He needs to go back to school and learn English.
Yeah, I was just saying he's kind of hit a new low in the eyes of certainly in the eyes of our channel and our subscribers, where he has a psychic apparently on him or on his channel that is telling him that Shanann Ruchek has actually chosen AD to be the person that she wants to speak to provide this information and clues to solve the whole case. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous and so disrespectful. It's really upset a lot of people on our channel.
It's upset us as well, hasn't it, Dad? We're just
absolutely, yeah.
It's been so upset by it all.
So he has a son and is going to speak to him. I heard him say that he's had a vision. He had a vision and he had a dream of a few things, and I thought, this guy just cannot stop. Somebody needs to put some 100-mile tape on his mouth and just get him shut up.
You know what that was, though, Outback? What had happened was he had said something incredibly disrespectful about Bella, one of the little babies, and her injuries, and everybody was up in arms about it because it was absolutely incorrect. So a few weeks later, he suddenly comes out with this, oh yes, well actually that information that I had about Bella, that came to me in a vision. It came to me in my mind. It wasn't a true fact that I'd, read somewhere. I hadn't read it in the autopsy or anything. It just came to me in a vision. So that was his way of getting out of what he said about beautiful baby Bella, which only enraged us even further, to be honest.
Well, you know how you can throw a mice or a rat into a cage and it can find its way to the other side?
Yeah.
he does the same. If what he says, you know, he's just going all over the place, trying to find a place or an avenue of where people are going to listen to what he has to say. I've seen him; he reads the chat, and he'll only talk to the people that actually believe what he says. And then I've seen how he'll actually test that, and he will say something that's just outrageous, and you'll see how many people will believe him in the outrageous statement that he makes. And then that kind of just creates this persona for him where he's like a god, and he's got all these minions just hanging around him, and like, it's just absolutely sickening seeing that sort of stuff. You know, talking about the victims, and you know, it's not a Hollywood movie, and I don't know what people get out of it. I don't know how they can get a kick out of listening to some moron talking about how victims have been murdered. I just cannot understand it. I just don't understand it, guys. I don't.
No, we don't understand it either, Outback. You know, I mean, we were all blocked from his channel, but to be honest, I had disassociated myself with him long before I was even blocked, because I just asked a simple question, but it was a very challenging question. So obviously he didn't want to answer me because it would have been quite revealing. But I had, long before then, I had, I opted out because, I just couldn't. I just don't believe how many people, when he does come out with these ridiculous theories, I can't believe how many people actually do agree with him.
Yeah, that's right.
Me, you know, it's just, to me, it's just so ridiculous, all these theories that he's coming up with. And then I'm astounded when I see everybody in chat saying, "Oh yes, AD, yes, you're right," and it's just
the thing is, you know, the cases have been through the court system. They've been, you know, completely gone through. There's a prosecutor, there's a defense lawyer, there's a jury, there's a judge. There's lots of people that have had their bits and pieces put into the case, and you know, there might be a small percentage of cases out there where innocent people have been in prison. But when somebody admits it and they say that they are the ones who did it, and the evidence clearly states that they did it, how the hell can you crack a case after the fact? Just makes no sense.
Yeah, as you said, he's pleaded guilty, he's been convicted, he's been sentenced, he's sitting in jail. As far as I'm concerned, you know, end of, and leave the Rusek family alone to grieve and heal. They need to heal from this. It's going to take forever to do. I don't know if it's even possible for them to ever recover and heal from this, but at least give them the opportunity to start grieving and not have to deal with all this rubbish.
Rubbish is the word. And the other thing I wanted to say is, bring it on, trolls. I love conflict. I love it when people want to have a go. I love it when people want to have a go at me. I actually thrive in that kind of environment. I didn't work in the Department of Justice because I was a softie. So yeah, bring it on. If you've got something to say to me, then by all means, say it. I've got no issue with that. You know, you're just basically wasting air, space, and probably a single cell organism yourself, which is an amoeba. Yeah, I'm quite happy for trolls to give a go at me. So move it away from Summer and put it onto me, and I'm quite happy to take it on. And the other thing I wanted to say was that I'm really, really impressed with the support that Summer has been given by all the people from Team Phoenix and all those people that support Team Phoenix. You know, Summer has been through quite a lot. It's been quite emotional for her. and it's just been really fantastic. And so thank you to everybody out there that is supportive and is genuine, and people that do care about others. And the trolls clearly don't have any moral fiber in their bodies to be saying some of the things that they say. So they're wasting their time, and they're wasting everybody else's time. So they might as well just keep their mouths shut.
Well said, Outback. Yeah, well said.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
been sorry, Phoebe.
I was just going to say, we're just privileged, really, to be able to give you the platform, Outback, in which to come on and tell it how it is, you know, because we all knew what the story was, but it's just really brilliant that you've been able to come on and tell your story. So I know we've got nearly 200 people in the room now. I think that's a record for us. So everybody's been really, really looking forward to hearing you speak to everybody, Outback. So yeah, no, it's been great. Did you want to see if anybody in the chat has got any questions for you at all, Outback, or?
Yeah, you'll have to read them out because I don't have
Sure.
the chat in front of me.
Sure. Okay. So does anybody have any questions for Outback or anything they'd like to say?
Just to say you've got plenty of hearts, plenty of support, you know, from everyone, from all the chat.
Yeah, Jessie Back says, Outback, you are a great husband, and Summer Rains, you are blessed with him. I hope you can close it more now, and we still love you both. Hope your wife is feeling better. How is Summer doing now, Outback? How is she doing?
Yeah, Summer's she's doing okay. She's I think she's really happy that I'm supporting her in this. You know, I did say to Summer that she needed to get off the channel, and I told her a number of times before this all blew up, because I could see that it was, you know, a little bit unhealthy. But you know, I still wanted to support her. She is an adult. She's able to make decisions for herself, and I'm not the kind of person that runs a household like a dictator. So when she made the decision to move off, I was very proud of her to make that decision. So she's feeling much better now that she's taken that step, and you know, she's being very careful about where she spends her time online. Also, Summer wanted.
We just lost him there for a second.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me that had just lost him.
I'm sure he'll come back in a second.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great to see the support though from everyone. You know, I mean, Summer has, you know, really been through the mill. It's a shame she had no support from the people that she was supporting. You know, the channel that she was supporting. Unfortunately, she had to, you know, go to other people to find that support, didn't she? Which should never have been that way.
Seemed like they all abandoned her, didn't they? You know, but fortunately, she found us, or we found her, or however it happened, and you know, we're able to do what we can to support her, because I can imagine it's just been the most traumatic ordeal that she's been through, and how lovely that she's got such a wonderful, caring husband.
I'm back, guys.
Oh, okay. I was just talking about you, Outback. I was just saying how wonderful and caring and supportive you are of Summer.
Did you hear what was the last thing I said before I lost her?
That she was doing okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you hear me say thank you to Rebecca W for the work that she was doing?
Oh, no, we didn't hear that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so Summer just wanted Rebecca W to know that she's amazing, and thank you for what she does as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Rebecca is actually in the chat at the moment, Outback. So, I mean, Summer may be watching this on her own. You know, she might be watching this herself. So hopefully Summer will be able to see that Rebecca's in the chat, and Rebecca has just said thank you, Summer, and blown her a kiss. So she has heard that. So that's great. Huge respect for Summer Rains and her husband.
I did say earlier, I think I was cut off, that, you know, Summer made the decision to come off. I had actually asked her to come off the channel a number of times. But, you know, I don't run a household like a dictator. And she made the decisions herself. So I was very proud of her when she made that decision to leave AD's channel. And I think that takes a lot of strength of character to be able to stand up for what you believe in, and to be able to have that open conversation with somebody that you support. And like I said earlier, it's the same in any relationship. You know, she and all the other people that have got a relationship, whatever that relationship is with AD, but he does not respect the people that he has a relationship with.
Yeah, it's a total. It seems to be a total one-way relationship on that channel. I mean, it's a warning really to anyone who's been sucked into that channel. I think you know, if you're happily, you know, donating, you know, that's your prerogative, or if you're a patron. But certainly, if you know, if things don't work out, don't expect any kind of support. It appears. You know, if he starts to disagree with you, I think that's the warning.
You know, everybody's entitled to an opinion, but on AD's channel, you don't have one.
No, you're right there, Outback. Although he does say, you know, that we can disagree with him, and he's open to a debate and things like that. But there's no debating with him at all. It's either his way or the highway, isn't it?
He runs away from it. He runs away from the conflict. He doesn't know how to deal with it.
Well, he hasn't got anything to back up his side of the story, though, has he? He can't back up his arguments because he hasn't got the facts. He doesn't do his research. I mean, I asked him once in chat whether he actually had read the discovery of the Chris Watts case, because I thought, certainly if I was covering the case, and certainly to the degree that he's been covering the case, the first thing I would have done would be to read all the discovery. So I asked him whether he'd read it, and he said, no, I haven't. Have you? Just in that tone, in that very, very defensive tone. And, you know, that to me sort of said it all, really. He hasn't done any research. So, no, he can't back up his arguments because he doesn't know what to say.
And it's interesting that there's so many women that listen to this guy, but it is I don't find it in any way. He doesn't even have a good radio voice.
No, we're not quite sure what the appeal is there, Outback, to be honest.
No, it's a bit of a mystery, that, isn't it?
But I'd love to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with him one day. He could either come here or I could go there and we could have a chat.
Sure. Well, I'm sure that there'll be plenty of people over here in the UK that would be willing to come and meet up with you as well, and maybe offer you a place to stay if you ever choose to visit Outback with Summer. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been to the UK, Outback?
No, I've never been to the old country.
Oh,
but I have
okay.
friends. I have friends from the old country, and they tell me that it's a lovely place, full of rain, clouds, and no sun.
Yeah, they were pretty right. Certainly, if the last few days have been anything to go by, it's been pretty miserable.
Yeah, it's pretty much spot on.
I could start up my own channel about the UK, and talk about all the things that I know about it, because I know everything about the UK because I've watched AD's channel.
Of course. And you could always, if you get stuck, you could always speculate, you know, and fabricate a few things, just throw in a few extra things that that you make up as you go along.
So, am I right, Outback? You've got your own channel, a sort of motorcycle channel. Is that correct? I think we might have lost him.
You there? No, here, back again.
Yep. I was just saying, you've got your own channel. Is that correct? You've got your own sort of motorcycle channel on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a motorcycle channel, but I don't have my motorcycle. It's sitting in one of the main towns, 200 k's south. The freight company's too scared to bring it out because they're afraid that it might get scratched. But it's going to get scratched when it gets here anyway. So I've got an Indian Chief Dark Horse. It's an 1811cc motorbike. And I've only got 4 videos on the channel now. So I've got videos on the bike, on the Jeep, and on the dogs. So that's what my channel is. And it's called Outback Outlaw.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can we'll put a link to your channel in the underneath the video once we've finished.
Yeah, I've just found it actually, so I'll put a link in the channel in a moment. It's just called Outback Outlaw, isn't it? And there's a photograph of you with sunglasses and a baseball cap. Is that right?
Not sure. That doesn't sound right.
G'day, Outback Outlaw here. I can see a video. I'm pretty sure this is your channel. Yeah.
You'll know it's me because there's a motorbike and a Jeep and all that sort of stuff on it.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, if anyone's interested in motorbikes and that sort of thing, then make sure you get over to Outback's channel, or even just to pop some words of support over there as well.
Absolutely. I'm just popping it in the chat now. I'm just putting a link in there now if anybody wants to go and have a look.
Well, I hope you've managed to, I hope you feel like you've sort of managed to get your story across Outback. I mean, is there anything else you want to add?
Oh, I think we've lost him again.
No, I'm here now, so I might just call it quits now because I think the internet's playing up.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's been great to have you on. It's we're glad that we've managed to we've got this platform to give to people to share their sort of side of things. So I hope that you feel that you've managed to do that.
I really appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
Oh, that's okay. And if ever you want to come back on again, Outback, just send us an email and the floor is yours.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Take good care. Thank you for giving up the time, and thank you for getting up at 4:30 in the morning to come and speak with us and all our subscribers. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, say hello to Summer for us, please.
Will do. No worries.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care.
So,
bye-bye.
So.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Well, that was good. I think he managed to get his story across and Summer's story across, and that needed to be told.
So. It did, and he was very, very articulate, wasn't he? And straight to the point. And I think he's just pretty much set everything straight there, hasn't he?
Very much, yeah. Very, very solid chap. Very nice chap, and people saying that he was, in uproar with Summer and all of this.
Well, yeah, I think what Miss Marple said was that her husband was angry with her. Now, we knew that wasn't true. But, where on earth she got that from? And that's what really, really upsets me and makes me angry is when, misinformation is put out there. You know, I'm not saying that it's lies as such, not always, but when misinformation is put out there, you know, it doesn't take long to get stuff out there, but it can take a long time to recover from incorrect statements being made, can't it? You know?
Yeah, definitely can.
So yeah, Team Phoenix, we're all about the truth.
Okay, I'm just popping the numbers on the screen because we're hoping we'll get a couple of callers in tonight.
Yep. If anybody wants to phone in, Tracy's. Oh, you read my mind, Trace. Tracy's put the numbers in.
Yeah, I've just popped it on the screen there as well. I'll just move it out of the way of the Phoenix logo.
We're getting the hang of this a little bit more, aren't we, Dad?
Yeah. If you call in, we can ensure that your number will be masked. The 4 or 5 digits in the middle of your number won't appear on the screen. So if there's anyone worried about that, don't need to worry.
Yeah.
That's all sorted. So
yeah,
please
your
feel
number won't be displayed on the screen, or not the
so
whole number anyway.
no. So please feel free to call in. Certainly lots to talk about. The you know, the psychic, the hidden Patreon video wasn't so hidden.
Absolutely. We'd very much like to hear your thoughts. So
Yeah, that was a very interesting story, wasn't it, Phoebe?
it was. I did want to just say that I did see people commenting or asking the questions in the chat about whether they got their money back. Personally, I didn't feel too comfortable in asking him because I wasn't sure whether he wanted to discuss the money side of things, guys. So I'm really sorry. I hope you don't think I was ignoring you. I certainly wasn't. And I did think about it, but I didn't want to sort of put him on the spot on any sort of money situation. So I hope you don't mind that I didn't ask him.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have, if he'd felt comfortable bringing that up, he would have brought that up, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I kind of thought that he probably would have said it himself if he wanted us to know. So that's why I didn't mention anything.
I've just popped it, the meeting ID and numbers under the video as well, for anyone to call in. So yeah, feel free. Let's have a look in the chat, see what's going on.
Otherwise, guys, you know what's going to happen. Phoebe G is going to have to start rapping.
Are you still looking for a rapper then, Phoebe? Or?
I am, Dad. Funny you should mention it. I am looking for a rapper.
No.
So if anybody can rap, you don't have to say in the chat if you don't want to, but our email address is always in our description. So if you'd like to... Oh, hello. Our email is in our description.
Hello. Who's calling?
Can you could you just mute your YouTube for us because we're getting a little bit of feedback. Hello.
Ah, perfect. Hello.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
You haven't muted them by accident, have you, Dad?
I don't think so.
Muted her.
No, let me just double check.
The crunchy if it's any use.
Oh, hello?
Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Hello. Oh, maybe I muted you. I thought you were telling me to mute my mic because of the echo, the feedback.
Oh,
or you're
no.
telling me to turn the TV down.
Yeah, turn the TV down because otherwise we can hear us in the background sort of thing.
Gotcha. Sorry. I'm a bit of a technophobe. Anyway, yes, so I was just calling in to, I did say in the chat earlier, I heard somewhere along the line that this psychic bird is actually just some florist woman. So I wondered if anyone had found out if that was true. If she, I mean, it's a bit random, isn't it? Some random florist rings you up pretending to be a psychic.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Sorry, what's your name? Who is this? Did I miss it?
This is April Jane. April. I just got the Jane on there. I don't know. Hello.
That's all right.
Yeah. So that was hello. Yeah, that was my point. I don't know where I saw it. saw it somewhere online. I mean, I haven't bothered to check it out, but I wondered if you guys had heard any of it.
I have heard it. Like you, I can't remember exactly well. I think one of our subscribers commented that she has been a subscriber on AD's channel since about February.
Oh, right.
And yeah, I heard that she was a florist as well.
God, it's just so despicable. Just when you think he can't go any lower.
I know, and I think he's been communicating with him over the past few months. And then the first video that he did with her, he actually had to remove. And I think the reason why is because he actually revealed her name. Obviously, I can't repeat it, but he put his phone to the screen, and you can actually see her.
Oh, such a dumb.
You can actually see her name, a messenger name. So I think that's probably the real reason why he's removed it. I think he claimed otherwise, of course, but yeah.
We're getting a few comments in the chat that she is a florist. She's in his group. She is a sub as well, and AD is a friend of hers on Facebook.
I think do you know what? I seriously, like Outback was saying earlier, I seriously think he has lost the plot. I think he's just gone completely overboard and, to talk about delusions of grandeur. I mean, and I'll admit, I'll say it here for everyone else because, I know I'm not the only one. I signed up to his chat and, for the first few weeks, I thought, he's a bit of a laugh, having his tea and biscuits and all that. And then I was, I think the final straw for me was like, the Bella injury. And I just thought, oh, no. And so then I had to unsubscribe. Anyhow, so I just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, no, thanks, April, for calling in. It's great to speak to you. That was the final straw for us, I think, as well, was the...
Yeah, just appalling.
There aren't any words, are there? There are no words.
I know. And like you say, clearly you hadn't read the Discovery. Because,
No.
I knew he nothing.
I knew he hadn't.
Oh, God.
Because I knew if he'd have read it, he wouldn't be saying half of what he'd said.
No. So he literally just crawl around the web, picking up little bits from here and there, making up, putting 2 and 2 together, making up 5, as we say.
Yeah, and I think,
and I mean, all his shadow bollocks as well. I have to say about that. I watched that. I pulled it back. I was looking. I couldn't see no bloody shit. I thought I was going nuts. You know what I mean? Until I sort of looked around at other YouTubers that were saying, look, that theory, like you can, if you want to see something, you can see it. And I thought, God, absolutely, stop even trying to see these bloody shadows because, oh God, what a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean,
when is he going to give it a rest?
He's thrown so many things out there that, in the hope, I think that he's going to get one right. I mean, some people saw the shadows, the fact is he wasn't the first person to actually see those shadows. He was the first person to put it on video.
Yeah,
yes.
we find out he piped that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And of course now,
really is atrocious.
Yeah, of course now with the with this psychic, of course he can hide behind the fact that it's the the psychic stream. It's not his opinion or anything. Again, it's just no responsibility.
I mean, he must have been reported by a good few people by now.
I believe he has. I
mean, how is he still up and running? I mean, how rude and insulting and how terrible do you have to be on YouTube before they say, right, that's it, mate, we're pulling the plug?
I think, that's kind of the thing that we've put ourselves out there to challenge this, really. I think there does need to become a point where YouTube need to step in and, draw a line in the sand. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It just doesn't seem to be happening, though. It just seems to be chaos on YouTube.
No. And I mean, you go from, you go from being really angry to then like, oh my God, he's just so ridiculous. Don't be angry. But I mean, the things he's saying, like you say, real consequences. This family needs to get on and do their grieving in private. I mean, it's just hideous.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, how is he still up and running? I mean, how rude and insulting and, how terrible do you have to be on YouTube before they say, right, that's it, mate, we're pulling the plug? I think,
Yeah, it is. It is.
I wish he
And
would
he
put
is,
himself in the Rusek family's shoes. I really,
Yeah.
really do, you know, and just
Yeah.
try and have some empathy for that poor family.
Yeah.
You know, I just,
Yeah,
you know.
I know, but like Vicky's all about empathy. You know, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Or let's see what we can do. Let's you know, no. He needs to go.
I know. I mean, there isn't any harm on reporting any new updates, I guess. You know, some channels that I subscribe to, they covered the case for a few weeks back, you know, August, November, but then they stopped once he was sentenced. And they've made maybe one or two new videos when something has, you know, when the interview came out in February. But there was a big, 3-month gap where nothing was being said.
Yeah, exactly.
About the case, because there wasn't anything to say. Yet he's made over 200 and probably 220 odd videos now he's made on the Chris Watts case. And if there isn't anything factual to talk about, he just comes up with these ridiculous theories, you know?
Yeah, it's just hanging it out. Yeah. He said, what did he say? I heard on one of the clips the other day that he'd said, oh, it's not finished yet. It's not. It is finished. It is. It's case closed. It's like, what, you know, what bit of that don't you get? He's so ridiculous, man.
I think his words were, it's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? I think that's how he referred to it.
Oh my God! Oh, please, no.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he said it's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, what can you say to that? There are no words. Unbelievable.
There aren't. And that poor family, imagine hearing things like that. Or if they don't watch his videos, people are going to tell them about, you know, he says he doesn't watch anybody else's videos, but he gets to hear about these things.
Oh, so you know he does. Oh, he's got his little army of trogs watching everything everyone's doing.
Of course. But if the Rusek family don't actually see or hear a video, someone is going to make them aware of it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, it's out there now, isn't it? It's out, you know, it's out there.
Of course. And they're so dignified and, so honourable.
I know. And that was another thing that I thought about this bloody ridiculous psychic business. You know, when the Ruseks had their interview with Dr. Phil and Shanann's mum was discussing, you know, about her dream and, you know, how lovely and the peace it gave her. And then I thought, that old shitbag, pardon my French, you know, about his dream and this dodgy psychic budgie. And I thought, oh my God, you know, can you not, how, you just can't get any lower. I just thought, oh my God, he takes a little bit of what he hears and sort of regurgitates it into something else for himself.
That's quite a good way of putting it, actually, April. Regurgitating it all, isn't it? He does. He jumps on an idea that someone else has given him, or if somebody's given him some information before he puts it out there, he doesn't fact check. He does
no fact checking. Oh, you know that.
Because anybody could tell him anything, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, but you don't just believe that it's true just because someone's told you something. You have to investigate it.
Oh, God.
You know, like we said last week, he has a responsibility to his subscribers and his viewers to get stuff right, you know?
Yeah.
That's the least that any creator can do.
I think you have a responsibility to the world, don't you, when you put yourself on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. You know? Yeah, and sincerely, I mean, there's so many people have said it. He's in it for the money. I mean, you know it. I bet that's the first thing he does in the morning is check his bloody PayPal account or bank account or wherever he's siphoning it away.
Well, he gave up his job, didn't he? Sort of overnight or however long, but it was quite a decision to make. And where did he think he was going to earn a living if he does YouTube full time, and then he says, oh, I'm an old man, I forgot I needed money. Now, okay, he might have been being a bit jokey and a bit sarcastic, but basically he's expecting his viewers and his subscribers to pay his salary for him, because he's not going to get money anywhere else, is he?
No.
So,
and it just
but then again, I saw something that said he was like winning the odds at some gambling thing in Las Vegas. That he was actually a poker player. I thought, well, he can't be a very bloody good one, can he?
I know he has played poker before. I knew that he did play poker a while ago. I'm talking years ago. I don't really know much about this sort of live poker or whatever it is, so I can't really really comment on that. But he called himself All In Vin. That's his sort of.
That's it. Yes, that's the But yeah, because I saw the photograph of All In Vin, and I thought, well, that's a few years ago. That's not a recent photo.
Yeah. So I know he did
knows?
it a few years ago, but whether he does it nowadays, I really, really don't know. So I can't comment on that.
No, and we'll never know because I mean, let's face it, he couldn't lie straight in bed, could he? He's just crooked.
That's very good. Yeah, good one.
He couldn't.
I think Summer's story just needs to be a warning to everyone, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I know.
Yeah.
Well, that was another funny thing, actually, just because I really must go. I've got to go to bed. But just touching on that, I thought, where's that bloody dog of his, that Winston? I thought he's only had that poor little dog in there to like trap the old ladies, because you know how old ladies love little cute dogs. I thought that's probably just a prop to get him a few more quid from his subscribers. That'll be the next thing. And Winston's put out his own dog meat or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think he said that. I think Winston was going to have his own channel at one point, wasn't he?
Oh, right, of course, yeah. Of course.
So yeah, watch out for that.
The dog walking channel,
yeah. Oh dear, what a rotten crook. Well, yeah. Let's hope his days are numbered. I mean, not like in the physical sense. I think in the YouTube.
No.
Let's get him out of the ether. No, of course.
Yeah, we wouldn't wish anyone any harm, but
no, absolutely not. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, he definitely
needs
to
be. My lovely as well. That was Sorry.
So I was just saying, he definitely just needs to be constantly held accountable. You know, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Since it's just really hard to watch him now. I mean, I try to nip in just to see what he's up to, but I'm like, I put him on. I've got like 2 minutes left. He has to go. I just can't bear him. But yeah, we all need to keep our eyes on the dodgy old bugger.
You'll have to listen to Tracy's videos on our backup channel. We've sort of changed his voice a little bit, and people are actually saying he sounds a bit more bearable.
Yes, I have. I've been really enjoying those a lot.
Good. We're glad you enjoy them. That's what we're here for.
I do. Yes. Well, keep up the good work, TPs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll say adios, amigos.
All right, sweetheart. Well, thank you. Thank you for ringing in. Yeah.
Sorry. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Keep safe. Bye.
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 There we go.
Oh, that was really nice. It's nice to speak to April Jane there.
Yeah. A bit of fun. You got to have a bit of a laugh, haven't you? I mean, that's sort of what some of our videos are about, obviously, you know.
Yeah, we do like to have a bit of a laugh and a joke. I know I keep saying this, but we have got a very serious underlying message to convey. But I know that all of our subscribers and our supporters, they all know that we have a serious underlying message that we're conveying, because they all agree with us as well, and they know what we're trying to do. But we just like to have a little bit of a giggle along the way. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. I think it keeps us all sane as well, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a crazy, crazy world, is YouTube.
It is. Well, I think we've got time for one more caller, probably. What do you think? Are we past 11? I'm sure there's someone out there who just wants to pop in and say hello. Let's have a little look at the chat. Who we got in the house? Justino, Amanda A, Nurse Ratchet. I think Nurse Ratchet used to be on Adie's channel, didn't she?
Yes, I believe she used to be one of his spanners. I think she did.
It's funny how we keep seeing these names come across, isn't it?
Yeah, and everyone is very, very welcome. Very welcome.
Absolutely. Well, we know the feeling, don't we?
We don't screen our calls or anything. So anybody's welcome to call in.
Yeah, I mean, we've left it pretty open our chat, haven't we? That unless you're kind of, say something stupid and racist or something, or over the top swearing, I don't think, you're not going to find yourself getting blocked or anything like that.
Yeah, no, we just want a bit of respect, I guess, really, because like Outback was saying, you can easily get your point across without having to shout or call people names or get angry or anything,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So just because you might disagree with us, we'll still speak to you,
Well, that's
That's
right.
not a problem. Yeah,
Agree to disagree, isn't it? There's no need to get into a fight.
yeah, absolutely.
Truth Seeker's in the house.
Truth Seeker VP.
Oh, let me just stick the numbers back up on the screen.
Oh yeah,
See
that
if I
might be
can
why no one's
do
calling in,
that.
Dad.
Boom.
Yes, Loretta Wilcox, you're absolutely right. He does. Oh, Miss Doglover, Winston now lives with you. He wants to apologise for his previous owner. Oh, Winston, we accept your apology, my darling. Thank you for looking after him, Miss Doglover.
How's your dog doing, Phoebe? He's been very
He's
quiet.
fine. He has.
Been a good boy.
Jackson Boo Boo, my gorgeous little white bundle of fluff. I don't know where he is actually. I think he's under the bed, to be honest.
Jackson Boo Boo.
Jackson Boo Boo. There is a little story about that, but I shall save that for another time.
Numbers up on the screen if anyone wants to call in.
Oh, trying to call Crazy Daisy. The meeting ID is 647 463 6758, and when it asks you for a participant number, you just ignore that. Don't tap anything in, just do nothing, and then you'll come straight through.
Yeah, just hit hash actually. Just hit hash when it yeah.
Okay.
I'll just put the meeting ID in the chat.
It's on the screen, Crazy Daisy. The meeting ID starts with 647.
There we go, that's the meeting ID. So yeah, just need to ring the number. It'll ask for the ID, just put that in and then just stay on the line or press hash when it asks for a participant ID. And it should bring you straight through. So hopefully you're a nice person. I'm sure you are.
I think she is. I think she's a lovely person. So is he live? I was just reading. D. Lacey said he's back live. I'm off to ask him some question on chat after this. I wonder if I'm still blocked.
I wonder what he's. Does anyone know what he's covering tonight? Has anyone been over there to have a look?
Did someone say that he covered James Bolger last night?
He did, yeah. He did.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Crazy Daisy.
Hi, Crazy Daisy.
Hi, Crazy Daisy.
Hi guys, I think you're amazing. I'm calling from Scotland.
Oh, thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Yeah, very clear.
Can hear you great.
Okay. Yeah. I've actually made a little poem up about Mr. AD.
Brilliant.
Would you like me to read it out?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not that good. I just made it up quickly, so here it goes.
Just go for it.
All right. I hope he's listening to this.
Hopefully.
No, we won't shut up, AD. We will continue to fight. We won't be told what to do. We have human rights. You tell us to be quiet, don't make a sound. But sorry to inform you, we are not going underground. Night after night, you try to tell us what not to do. But we are the truth seekers and we're coming after you. You take facts over and over, tearing them apart. But we stand for the truth and the family's broken heart. Night after night, it's all about you, taking from the poor. Well, now it's only a matter of time until the knock comes on your door. It's the same story of the poor victim suffering and abuse, making up facts, visions. It's like if grace come loose. Night after night you rhyme off things you'd like to buy. But you're a poor, poor man. Really? You know that's another lie. We're sending you a message telling you to pay. Why? Your lies have been uncovered. It's time to go away. From the beginning you've made it clear you have an agenda. But you didn't realise the truth is easier to remember. That's all I've got so far.
Wow.
Fantastic. I mean, that sums it up, doesn't it? Perfectly.
That was
That's
just a wee quick
amazing.
one, so
That's
hope he liked
absolutely
it.
brilliant. Yeah, I hope he liked it. I hope he was listening too. I mean, we will put this video up on replay, so anybody else that watches it will be able to, you know, listen to the poem on the replay. But that was brilliant. How long did that take you to write that then, Daisy?
About 15 minutes. I just
Really?
getting through it together.
You've got
I
a
think I'll
gift.
have to go for more.
So it would have took me about 2 days to write something like that, probably.
He
I think
just drives me so mad, that man. He drives me crazy. That's how I've got my name there.
Is that really why? That's where the crazy comes from, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And
Fantastic.
like, obviously, I'm in Scotland, and I was listening to one of his lines, it was ages ago, and he's saying he didn't like Scottish people and how they swear all the time. And I was like, that is so insulting.
Oh,
And
Is that what
he's
he
always
said?
going on about how he's English. Yeah. Well, it was a way back. I think it was one of his morning ones. I think that was before he gave his job up. So I kind of let that go. But the thing that really got me was when he was starting the bullying tactics on his actual subs, and he was calling out names and stuff like that. And then he just seemed to have lost the plot. Just gets sicker and sicker, and then that's the way he makes that face go. It's like, I don't know, he just looks deranged. I keep saying send for his special jacket because I really just think he needs to put away in a padded cell. But he's a crazy one, really. He's really just not nice. And sometimes you kind of think, I don't ever hate him, and you kind of think, oh, is there something wrong with him? Is he lonely? Is he this or that? But he's not.
Yeah.
He definitely picks on people. Like, I think he realises there are a lot of people out there that maybe don't have many sort of friends or groups to talk to, and that's who his target is. And he actually asked the other week, who suffers from depression? Put your hands up. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to go after them individually now, because that's like another target. You can think, oh, I'm going to pay them for money because they're so depressed. So you're like, oh God.
Well, he said that in his show. If you suffer from depression,
who
put your
was
hands
actually
up.
depressed, and he was waiting for people to say who actually had
Goodness,
depression. And I thought he'll be sitting taking notes on that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh God, don't tell him.
I've heard him say that he sort of wants to be a shoulder for people with depression and people that are lonely.
Yeah.
You just think, what are you talking about? You know,
He's not got any, he doesn't have any qualifications, does he? He's got no qualifications to be any sort of counsellor of any kind. So that could be really quite dangerous, couldn't it? You know?
No.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, it is really dangerous, and I think apparently in America, loneliness is one of the highest. What was it? Not illness, but they said it was one of the major factors in America. That's the place where people are more lonely than anywhere else.
Sorry,
can't remember where I've seen that just today.
What was the most? Sorry, can you just say that again, Daisy?
What was the sort of highest thing that people suffer from?
Right.
Like whereabouts in America are the loneliest people, apparently.
Oh, really? And I think the majority of his subs or viewers are American, aren't they? Or certainly a lot of them. I don't know about the majority, but a lot of them are American, aren't they?
Yeah, it says loneliness is now obviously like stress and that's dangerous, but loneliness can be a killer. So a lot of people then obviously try and find a company somewhere. So, but I think a lot of these subs are actually fake. I think. So even the ones that come on and say, "Oh, we love you," I think it's actually either him or his family doing the comments on their own. But just a lot of them seem really similar.
Yeah, I mean we've
all the people. All the people he's had like contacting him, to me, it sounds like the same voice. over and over, and they keep going, like, just there's so many of the speech patterns sound the same and everything. It's a bit crazy. Like, is that the same person or not? And I think at one point, I think they were actually using one of those voice cameras. But I think it was some just in the UK, because I was trying to say, let's send you something in email, but my email wasn't working properly. From it, the information I had about that. But anyway, it got me in. Oh, yeah.
We've certainly questioned his amount of subs, you know, considering he's got supposed 38,000 subscribers.
I don't believe that, no way.
No, his chat figures and stuff don't add up at all, and his watch, you know, the amount of people that watch his videos and his likes. I mean, his likes to dislikes are kind of 50-50 now on a lot of his videos, aren't they?
Yeah, I think, because at one point I'd clicked on it and I'm sure it came up 34, but a few minutes later it came back to 38, and I was like, what's happening here? So I think he's like, as people are leaving, I think he's just buying up more.
Yeah, well, I remember
he's getting all that money coming in all the time, he can afford it. So.
Yeah, and he did say at one point, he did actually say to everyone, you know, if you get your friends to subscribe, get your family to subscribe, you know, he's just pawning subscribers left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I heard him saying that, and he's like, how many devices has he got? Like, you can get 6 different people in each device and all that. You're like,
yeah, he said, "Oh, get your family to subscribe, even if they don't watch," and that just tickled me, because I'm like, well, what's the point of having subscribers that don't watch your videos? You know, what is the point? It's just purely a numbers game.
I think it's so they can say, look at me, I've got 38,000.
Yeah, you're right.
He keeps going on about how good he is, and he's so like look at me, I'm so important, I'm so good. I've never really seen him be like him.
I think you might be looking for I think arrogance might be the word that you're looking for there, my darling. He's so arrogant.
I don't even know if that would cover it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
He certainly infuriates a lot of
people. You're doing some job. I think you are amazing. Oh, I love all your videos, the cartoon ones. Oh my God.
That's our Tracy. Our Tracy does all the drawings. She's got the talent there. Amazing, isn't she?
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's only speaking the truth, that's the thing. And then he can't take that. And he's saying, oh, I'm getting picked on, I'm getting bullied and all that. Absolute rubbish.
That's right. We've never manipulated any of our videos. Everything that we've put on there has come out of his own mouth. So he can't.
And he doesn't know how to tell a lie properly, because it keeps you thinking that's not what he said before. Well, he's changed that. Oh my God, he's changed it again. And he's constantly plagiarising other people's work. That was the thing that really got me. There was another girl, I can't remember the channel now.
Dangerous Minds?
Really, really good.
Dangerous Minds?
I think it's the one about blowing up the tanks. Is that the one, Dangerous Minds?
I think that was Dangerous Minds. Yeah, he stole her work, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'd said that every time you put a comment on his actual page, he would just delete it, anything negative. And I don't know if I'm actually blocked from his chat, but he obviously didn't like anything I had to say. And I think I asked him at one point, do you have to pay to answer before you'll answer a question? And he said no, but he just seemed to ignore everybody that wasn't giving him money. I think probably a lot of people felt they had to pay for their voice to be heard. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, he only chooses the questions or statements in the chat that he wants to address, doesn't he? He never, ever chooses a question or maybe a challenging comment. He won't ever address anything like that. It's only ever something that's either he agrees with or something in his favour that he'll pick up on.
Yeah. And he's always telling lies about where he is and where he's going and stuff, and you're like, he's saying, oh, I'm in London, and you're like, really? I didn't know there was a beach in London and seagulls and stuff. And then like people are watching from America are going, oh, London's looking nice, and you're like, that's not London. And then he'll change it to a different destination, you're like, what's the point? Either don't film where you don't want to be seen, or like, do you know what I mean? It's just lie after lie.
Yeah, it's just part of the deception.
He just tries to suck people in.
Yeah, part of the facade.
I'm just talking to everybody. But apparently he's well known, by a lot of people in different areas. and he's definitely a gambler. I think a lot of his money, I think he probably still gambles. Obviously, we don't have the proof of that, but it wouldn't surprise me. I think once you're a gambler, you're always a gambler. And he's got that name called All In Win because apparently he basically puts all the money in. So either makes a big win or a big loss.
Oh, that's where he got it from, isn't it? Yeah, because that's one of the sayings in poker, isn't it? I'm going all in.
Yeah.
So,
it's something that actually popped up on my pad, like showing him playing poker, and he was getting interviewed, and he was down to his last tips, and he put it all in, and he was sweating, and he actually won, and I was like, oh, I wish he'd lost. But,
drive you crazy, Daisy, won't he? He'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, but it was really nice to talk to you anyway, and keep up the good work. I'm tempted to do my own channel because it just annoys me so much.
Do it.
He really, really gets my back up. Mm-hmm.
Do it. We'll support you. We'll support you.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
If you do decide, just drop us an email, and we'll we can spread the word, help you get your channel off the ground.
Yeah, and I wanted to give a shout out to Bam Bam as well. I think she's amazing, and I was sad to see her in tears last night. It's a shame. So upset about him and his shenanigans.
Yeah, she's very, very passionate, isn't she?
Yeah.
So shout out to Bam Bam.
Yeah, she's amazing. I think she's so good. If you couldn't really meet her face to face, she would be able to just take him down with words in 2 minutes. Like that's the thing. I don't think he's capable of confrontation. So you get to talk to him face to face, he could not do it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've invited him.
I better let you go, guys. Anyway, you're heading on for the night.
Yeah, I was just going to say we have invited him a couple of times to come and speak to us, but
he won't do it.
No, so far we've just had one of his mods who came on, of course, Miss Marple, but you know.
Oh, I actually missed the beginning of her. I just heard the end of her. I thought, oh my god.
You can go back and listen to the video if you wanted to, because we did put the replay is back up if you wanted to hear the whole thing with Miss Marple.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad that Summer's husband came on. I missed the beginning of it tonight, but that was good. So I'm glad she's doing okay.
Yeah, her husband's lovely.
Another success story, and hopefully that will keep other people from doing the same silly thing.
Yeah,
but I think it would be easy for people to get drawn in. That's the thing. Like,
well, of course,
I think he is a master manipulator. I think.
He is. Yeah, he is. It's exactly what happened with Summer Rains, and you know, it's just the
but
way that he treated her.
To let people see the truth. That's the thing. So hopefully in the future people won't be drawn in so easily. That's the thing. So.
Hopefully, that's the word we're trying to get out. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. So it was lovely to speak to you.
You too, Crazy Daisy. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you. Don't let him drive you too crazy.
And do your own channel.
I'll just make up another poem.
Yes, do another poem. Do another poem. Next time we go live.
You could do cartoons to match it.
We could do. If you want to email us a poem,
I could do one like reading it out or something or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely up for that, aren't we?
Definitely. Yeah.
That'll really annoy him. He'll be calling me for everything then.
Get your own back.
Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you later then.
Yeah.
All right then. Take care.
Thank
you.
Good
night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Daisy. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Wow, little poem there.
That was nice. Daisy to ring in.
God, what we've been going for? It's over 2 hours, Phoebe. It's been 2 hours 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think should we wrap it up now, Dad? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Let me just take those off there. Yeah, so there you go. So it was great to have Summer Rain's husband on. Outback Outlaw. Is that right, Phoebe? Outback Outlaw.
Yep, Outback Outlaw. I'll just pop his channel. Link to his channel back up again on the in the chat in case anybody's interested in
Yeah.
motorbikes and things like that. So I'll just do that now.
Yeah, pop over there and give him thanks and a few words of support. It was great to
Yeah,
have
definitely.
Summer was
Block
in the
user.
chat. Hmm?
I nearly blocked him. It's because I'm talking. Oh dear. Block user. No, don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's great to see
There we
Summer Rains as well. She's still in the chat.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, all the
Hi,
best, Summer.
Summer. Hello, Summer, darling.
Hope you're
There we
feeling better.
Definitely. You know how much that we all love you on here. We love you lots and lots.
Yeah, always welcome on here. Always welcome. Okay, right. Suppose we better wrap this
Cool.
up.
Yeah, so thank you to Tracy for moderating and for all our other wonderful mods. You've done a fantastic job. We really, really appreciate you giving up your time and joining us here. So, yeah, thank you to all our mods.
Yeah, we got some great. We're lining up some other great guests, aren't we, in the background?
Yes, some really interesting guests that we've got coming on. Not quite sure when yet. We've got to sort of find a mutually agreeable date and time, but yeah, so watch this space, everyone. And of course we'll still be putting out videos, and we've got part 2 of the psychic video coming out tomorrow, so watch out for that. Thanks to Tracy.
Yeah,
so thanks, Trace.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, there's always plenty going on in the TP world now, isn't there?
It certainly is. So yeah, thank you, Mummy Drummy.
Yeah.
Done a great job there.
Yeah.
And all our other mods, Fairly Vague, thank you very much. And I don't want to miss anybody out. That's the risk that you run, isn't it? When you start naming people, you run a risk of missing. But Desiree, I know Desiree was moderating earlier on as well, so thank you very much. And Bunny Rabbit, if Bunny Rabbit's been in, so thank you.
Yeah, let's just have a quick rundown. Thanks to Daniel Wiltshire, Cat in a Hat, Stargate Lover, True Seeker VP, Hippie Chick 74, RG69, Loretta Wilcox, Rebecca W, nice to see you here. Geordie Midwife, Nurse Ratchet, Fairly Vague, and Daphne. Moderators. Is that the Daphne that called in the other day? Daphne? Was that a different Daphne?
I don't know. Tracy's in charge of the moderators. I'm going to have to deny any knowledge. No, I do know about them, but
she said, "Hey,
I think it probably is."
Yeah, I think there's only one Daphne. I think we've only got one Daphne.
There's only one Daphne. Well, there isn't.
She's great.
There's only one Daphne that called in and to speak to us twice. So
all our subs are great. Again. Yeah, we've got a fantastic group of subs. Actually.
Oh, we really, really have. We really have. And yes, there's only one Daphne. And we can't thank you enough, guys, for supporting us as always. Don't want to drone on about it too much. I hope you know how we feel about you all.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Right. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. And
just
probably
pop any comments in on the. We'll put the video up live up for a replay. So just pop any comments in if you wanted to mention anything afterwards.
Yeah, it should come up pretty much straight away. I think sometimes the live chat can take a little while to come up, but the live chat will definitely be up on this video. I know the last couple, because we had to make a couple of edits, I think it lost the live chat annoyingly, but on this video it should be there. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take care, everyone, and
thank you.
I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
I'm sure we will.
Thanks very much.
Take care. Be kind to yourselves.
Bye-bye.
Bye.